Hello and welcome to the second day of the 6-day Parisian French Conversation Challenge. This is Llyane Stanfield, and you are right now into the second day of my 6-day challenge for Parisian French Conversation. Yesterday I had the first day. And the first day explained to you all about imparfait. And imparfait is a beautiful tense to use. It's very, very regular, and it's so much easier to use it and to create it once you know the rules. So if you didn't come to the first day of the challenge, just go to parisianfrench.com. You will have a little annotation, a link that is gonna get you there. Parisianfrench.com to access all the videos of the six videos of the challenge. But today I'm going to talk about the passé composé, which is a tense that a lot of people are asking me about, and I'm so happy to share with you how easy it is to use passé composé in your conversation. So everything that I do in this challenge, and you're going to have homework as well, but everything that I'm doing in this challenge is to help you, to give you a lot of support to have conversation, to make conversation, even if you are a beginner. So there is a misconception among people who are learning another language that you can only make conversation if you got to a certain level. That is not true. And I am specialized in pronunciation and conversation, and I am telling you and I'm showing you in this challenge how easy it is to make conversation, to create your own little sentences so that you are understood, and eventually, you get to make a communication with someone else, but not necessarily, you don't have to wait to get to a more advanced level. You can make conversation from the very beginning. And this is my quest, to help people out there who are stuck into the learning process and they're afraid or inhibited to go for the conversation. So I'm here to show you and to encourage you and to give you the tips and the techniques that I have to share with you that help you make conversation from day one. Once you have a little bit of a vocabulary and a few elements of the grammar, you can definitely make conversation from very big, even if you're a beginner. So this is my website. You can get there by going learnparisianfrenchonline.com. Even parisianfrench.com or parisianfrench.com gets you on the list to find out when the next day of the challenge is, what's the video, what's the next challenge about, and how to get to see all those videos and eventually use all those tips so that you make conversation from day one, so you're not stuck into learning a language rather than using the language to express yourself and to have fun and to go to Paris and all that nice stuff. So this is my website, and let me see. Yeah, I'm going to talk to you about this at the very end. You see to the right side there. Let me just highlight. So you see here to the right side, you see this April special. I'm going to talk to you about that because everybody who is joining my list, joining there on the parisianfrench.com, everybody who is coming to find out and it's participating to these challenges will have a specific fantastic bonus for my intensive program. The April special is running through the month of April, but this particular bonus that I'm telling you about is doubling the number of Skype classes with me, and that you can only get if you are on this challenge. So please join. Go to parisianfrench.com, have access to all those videos, do the homework for all of them, and benefit from double the time with me on Skype once you register for the intensive program. Okay, so I'm going to go right into the content. Please, if you send me any questions, please do so after the content. These videos are quite short. I want to give you jam-packed, little jam-packed information. I want to give you this 10-15 minutes has to be really with a lot of information, but really very useful for you so you can apply right away and you go out there and start speaking French. So what I'm talking today about is, that is imparfait, I don't want to say, okay. So I'm going to talk about, that was yesterday. So I'm going to talk about passé composé. Tomorrow it's going to be when to use passé composé, when to use imparfait, which is so important, right? Yes, you can see. So passé composé is the tense that is used in French. That covers 3 tenses from English. So we have the simple past, which is I danced, for instance. Present perfect, which is I have danced. And past emphatic, which is I did dance. So if you want to say either I did dance, that is emphatic, and so rarely people do use this, but I danced and I have danced, these 2 tenses are both covered by passé composé. And it is a compound conjugation, meaning it has an auxiliary verb and a participe passé, past participle, participe passé. So you have these 2 parts of the passé composé. This is the reason why it's called composé. It's not passé simple, it's passé composé. So the reason it's called passé composé is because it's compound from of 2 verbs. One is the auxiliary, which can be avoir or être. The other one is the past participle, participe passé of the verb to conjugate. So what I wanted, and this may be known by most of you, but if you are a beginner, and most people who are coming to me are beginners, you may not know this. But I want to show you the way to create a passé composé. So this by group. So we have 3 main groups of verbs in French. 1 ER, 2 IR, and 3 RE, regular verbs in RE. And the third group is also includes all the irregular verbs from in French, which means that the third group is really the largest group. But if you go in any of the verb conjugation books, you will notice how many of the first group, how many verbs of the first group are more popular, as in like more used. And so it's quite a balance there between the first and the third group. People ask me which group they should learn. I don't think that you should necessarily focus on that. Well, I'm going to learn most of the first group verbs in the first group, most of the verbs in the third group. There is a certain way to learn verbs in French, and particularly the most commonly used verbs are irregular. So if you ask me, the third group is probably the one to go for. The first group, as you can see here on the screen, let me just see what you can see. Yeah, you can see on the bottom of the screen. This is your typical first group conjugation in the passé composé. So auxiliary verb is avoir. As you can see, is j'ai, tu as, il a, nous avons, vous avez, ils ont. And so the participe passé is aimer. So first group finish in ER, the regular verbs that finish in ER. Participe passé ends in E accent aigu. E accent aigu. Alors, j'ai aimé, tu as aimé, il a aimé, et nous avons aimé, vous avez aimé, ils ont aimé. And I'm giving you here example for the second group, which the representative verb is finir. Same auxiliary, avoir, j'ai fini, tu as fini, il a fini, nous avons fini, vous avez fini, ils ont fini. And the third group, rendre, auxiliaries avoir again. J'ai rendu, tu as rendu, il a rendu, nous avons rendu, vous avez rendu, ils ont rendu. So the second group in IR, passé, participe passé ends in I and E, and rendre, the representative verb for the third group, participe passé ends in U. And now there are verbs that conjugate with être, and I'm going to go here and search, and we'll definitely verbs conjugated être. I'm searching here on my own website. I do have a list, verbs conjugated with être, so you can just do the same thing to find it. So the way that I explain the verbs conjugated with the être, it's not by using any mnemotechnique, just because it's very hard to use Mr., Mrs. Vanderbrand, I think it is. So that is very hard to use. I'm going to just see what you see. Let's make sure that you, yes, okay. So I'm going to scroll up a little bit, which is perfect. There we go. Okay. So the verbs conjugated with être at passé composé. I like this use of the opposites. Using the opposites is perfect because it's logical, and you can make a cheat sheet using those little, it can literally, this can fit on a sticky note, and stick it on your computer and go and access it all the time. I am not big in memorization of flashcards, running words and things like that. A mechanical memorization asks a lot for logical memorization. Well, what do I want to say? Yeah, this is logical as well, right? With the opposites, but it's also visual. But when you are thinking about the words that you want to memorize, and you want to memorize mechanically, the problem with memorization, with mechanical memorization, is that does not serve the conversation. I'm big in conversation, so I'm the conversation specialist. I help you make conversation from day one, even when you have 10 words in your vocabulary and 3 verbs, and you're good, and it's the best way to learn, because when you start by using conversation and then incorporate organically all the information, the vocabulary, the grammar, the phrase construction, then it will go smoothly, and you can actually use French rather than French becoming the object of your study. French becomes the tool of your self-expression, and learning is much more fun because it's organical, and everybody's happy. So opposites of the verbs that conjugate with être. Je suis allé, je suis venu, je suis arrivé, je suis parti, je suis descendu, je suis monté, je suis entré, je suis sorti, je suis mort, je suis né, je suis resté, je suis tombé. So now the reason I put those up there is because they have opposites. Now if you go lower on that list, devenir and retourner do not have an opposite. So you just have to add them there. Again, they successfully fit on a sticky note, and there's no reason why you shouldn't actually do it and access it every single time you need it. At the computer is best, in your palm if you want to have it, that's okay, as long as it serves a purpose. That we really don't care how we do it, it's just, it should serve your purpose. Then I put lower revenir and rentrer, because revenir really is venir with the prefix re, and rentrer is entrer with the prefix re. So while they are conjugated with être, they are really pretty much an extension of these venir and entrer. So, but keep them in the list, on the list, use them as such, and eventually it's going to become second nature. It's going to sound right. So, and also all reflexive and passives, as in je suis, I'm going to go back into my little list here. Let me just copy here. This. There we go. I'm going to copy this and I'm going to put it here. So it's going to copy the reflexive. There we go. So reflexive, because I just have here some examples. Reflexive and passive voice use the auxiliary verb être. So the reason I'm saying this is because a lot of people, I want to really specify this, because a lot of people have a little problem with the passive voice. For some reason, that's my experience. So, je me suis lavé ce matin. Je me suis lavé ce matin. This is reflexive. What does that mean? Subject and object are the same. I washed. Who did I wash? Me, myself. So the action goes on to the subject. Je me suis lavé ce matin. Je suis lavé par toi. In this case, the subject is je, but the action is done by you. So the subject is passive. This is the reason. Let me just write here for those of you who don't write. So this is reflexive and this is passive, right? So the subject is passive. This is the reason why this voice is called passive voice, because the subject is passive, the action is done to the subject. This is what I have for passé composé, but I would like to give you homework. So for tomorrow, and tomorrow I'm going to talk at the same time, I'm going to talk about when do we use passé composé, when do we use imparfait. So homework for tomorrow, please use, and if you don't remember you know what verbs I used here in the video, just rewind and replay the video. So please use all these all these verbs and create sentences. Big, huge point, and please, oh please, do this every single time you do any homework. Well, unless your teacher is asking for a different way. But if you want to make conversation 5 times faster, do yourself a favor and create sentences that you will use in conversation. So rather than j'ai aimé la viande, for instance, as an example. So what I want you to do, I would like you to use the verbs that you see in this video and create your own sentences in the past tense. So rather than using j'ai aimé la viande, which is a very good, valid, correct grammatically, or grammatically correct sentence, I would like you to use sentences that you would otherwise use in your life. So if you don't eat meat, don't use the sentence j'aime la viande. Maybe use it in the negative and use it je n'ai pas aimé la viande, right? I didn't like the meat. Always create these examples and this practice, these exercises with contexts that exist in your life, either something that has happened, happens right now, will happen, or you would like it, you'd like to happen. So either something that has happened, something that happens, something that will happen, or you would like to happen. Never ever do your examples using just words that come to your mind just because they are words and they're pretty. Do that. So that's the homework for you for tomorrow. And now, going back to April Special, so I'm going to click on April Special to show you what April Special entails, first of all, and you as a participant at this challenge, you will get double the classes, the number of classes. So the April Special of the intensive program, so this is to get to this page, you go to website and you can find it at learnparisianfrenchonline.com. That's the easiest, I guess, easiest to remember. And so the April Special is has a bonus this month and will never happen again. There are a few bonuses that come regularly, so they are regular bonuses here. And the membership to Club Olala, which is a value of $3.99, 8-week self-study program that prepares you to go in your trip to Paris and manage the French language confidently. This is a bonus that is now included in for April special. But you, because you participated to this challenge, but you have to go to parisianfrench.com and subscribe there in order for me to know your email address. You will have twice the number of Skype classes, so you have 40 Skype classes with the intensive program, which will get you to a high intermediate to low advanced level of conversation. Okay, so share this video. Go, you'll find it everywhere. I'm gonna share this on Facebook page, in the Facebook group. If you are on the Facebook page, yeah, it's kind of hard for me to show it right now, but on Facebook, if you go French on Skype, you'll find me there. And in the Facebook page, on the Facebook page, you'll find a link to go to the Facebook group and a request to be, make a request to be, to join the group, the Facebook group that I have there, where this video is going to be published. So thank you so much again. This is the second day of the 6-day challenge for Parisian French conversation. Today we talked about the passé composé. Yesterday we talked about l'imparfait, and we will talk tomorrow at the same time about when to use imparfait and when to use passé composé. That to help you, even if you are a beginner, to help you make conversation from day one. So thank you again for joining. I love the fact that you've been here with me. I will have this video published right away, and you will have access to all the videos. And of course, you'll do your homework, but you'll have access to all the videos by joining the list on at the URL is parisianfrench.com, parisianfrench.com. So thank you again so much, and I will see you tomorrow. Merci beaucoup. Au revoir.